Exactly.
He was a bad guy.
Exactly.
He was anti-gay. He was eulogizing Strom Thurmond, like one of the great segregationists of the 60s. He was a good old boy all day long.
They have no principle.
Worst.
No principle. They go from like the wind. And then, Jillian, again, I was praying, as a Christian, I was praying, please don't let this woman become president, because she's just not qualified. End of story. You don't, black, white, red, green, she's just not qualified to be the president of the most powerful country in the world that so many people depend upon us for security, for peace, for everything. God forbid.
Why do you think Trump's qualified?
Number one, he's a business guy. You can't. I was listening. I'm going to the gym one morning, and I'm listening to Kamala Harris's plan to help small business. The woman never had a hot dog stand.
Yeah.
How could you? Probably never had a payroll, never had to write a check. How could you be qualified to run the biggest economy in the world here in the United States? It doesn't make any. All we're talking is common sense. Common sense. It makes no sense. That's why, Trump is doing what he's doing. He's trying to cut costs. He's trying to, see where the fraud and abuse is in the country. This is necessary.
I want to push back on you only because someone pushed back on me,
Sure.
and I want to hear your answer to this because I just had this conversation recently. Okay. He said he was going to cut the Pentagon, and all he did was reappropriate the funds, reallocate the funds. Mm-hmm. If you look at the budget, but they just put, now, this is an intelligent person, mind you, who pushed back on me. So I try to keep it like as real as I can keep it, even if I have a bias. When you look at the budget, he gave the biggest tax cuts to the wealthy people, and we didn't actually see a change. We did the little guy got screwed.
This was back in his first presidency.
This is supposedly now, and then Hegseth was like, actually, we're going to take the funds from the Pentagon and we're going to, put them elsewhere. Not sure where or they're going. We don't know. But the argument was he isn't going to keep that promise. He didn't drain the swamp the first time. He never finished the frickin' wall, and he's not going to do it this time again. And all I'm asking you to do, Jillian, as a person who's now center-left, is to look at that budget when it comes out the same way I ask people on the left to look at the crazy shenanigans that go on there. What do you think about that? Like, we're getting duped. He's playing us. He's corrupt. He's only out for himself, which I think they all are to an extent. Then for me, I'm like, okay, if I'm going to say they're all bad, then I'm going to pick the one that I think is less bad, more good. But what do you think about that?
Here's what I think. Here's what you have to give. You have to give this to Trump. Number one, he embellishes things. There's no question. Trump is the best out of everything in the world all the time. Yeah. Best presidency, best this, best that, but you have to understand that. Tariffs. He throws all these tariffs out. I'm going to do tariff this, I'm going to do tariff that. And why did he do that? I understand. I'm in business, negotiating. He's bringing people to the table, trying to get them to come to the table, try to make a deal. He's a deal maker. I get that.
Yes, I see that.
Some of the things he says, I'll give you one thing. I'm going to solve the war in Ukraine before I become president. He said that.
Yes.
Before I take president.
Yep.
Donald, why did you say that? That's not going to happen. You can't do that. You're not even in a position to do it, but why did you do it? I understand. He embellishes things. Here's my take on Trump. I believe he loves this country. I don't think Biden loved this country.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the podcast, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And make sure to let me know what guests you want to see on in the future.